Welcome to the Real California Milk Snackcelerator, powered by Venture Fuel. This program taps into the $605 billion global snack food market while combining two of California's great natural resources: high-quality, sustainable dairy products and the insatiable California entrepreneurial spirit. The competition aims to inspire innovation and investment in dairy-based snack products. VentureFuel is the leading corporate innovation consultancy, identifying and recruiting applicants from their global innovation network of investors, founders, and academics. We saw a 153% increase in qualified applications from our first program with CMAB, which is a testament to the momentum we have been building together, as well as the opportunity in marrying snacking innovation with dairy. We saw applications from Ghana to Oakland that included personalized nutrition, functional foods, as well as unique flavor profiles inspired by cultures around the world.
The purpose of this competition is to inspire new product ideas integrating the natural characteristics and nutritional profile of California milk. And this year's entries certainly delivered. In fact, when the judging committee evaluated the applications, we saw so many unique opportunities, it was clear that we needed to find a way to expand the program further.
Each received a stipend and extensive group resources to help accelerate their business, including private mentor sessions with the who's who of the dairy and snacking industries.
We recruited the ultimate judging panel and over 2,500 consumers to help us determine the best of the 16 semi-finalists. And now, we're down to the final four. Peekaboo's vegetables hidden in ice cream, Cheese Bits premium cheeses made easy, Satch's organic flavored paneer, Petit Pois French chocolate mousse. And now, let's see who will be crowned the winner of the Real California Milk Snackcelerator.
Hello everyone and welcome to the finals of the Real California Milk Snackcelerator. On behalf of everyone at the California Milk Advisory Board and my team at Venture Fuel, we'd like to thank you for joining us tonight, and we have a heck of a show for you. It's been a true honor working closely with CMAB and the mentors and judges from companies like Hershey's, Unilever, Nestle, Mondelez, Food Network Magazine. I'd also like to thank the 16 semifinalists who have introduced new product innovations that can create more jobs, more opportunities, and more demand for California dairy. So to kick things off, let me tell you a little bit about the competition. The purpose of this is to drive innovation and investment in dairy. This is our second product innovation competition with CMAB, and we saw a 153% increase in applications from all over the world, from Ghana to Oakland. Each semifinalist received elite mentorship and a stipend to perfect their products before tonight. And you will see a lot of that work on display. They've created commercials, custom pitches, reworked logos, and packaging. They've tweaked their formulas all to compete tonight for the $200,000 first place and $100,000 second place prize. Let's take a look at the requirements. We've seen a wider range of companies throughout the competition, from Kefir crisps to Luchador yogurt drinks. All of them were made up of at least 50% dairy, and each committed to using 100% Real California dairy should they win. In our semifinals last week, we saw 16 different companies, and the competition was both fierce and delicious. We had 16 expert judges and over 2,000 fans help us pick the final four companies that are competing here tonight. But everyone that made it to the semifinals are on a rocket ship to a shelf near you. So we wanted to give you a quick look back at a few of the semifinalists that are not in the finals tonight. Who could forget Bowza, part pizza, part delicious bao with cheese-filled steamed buns? Or Wonder's low-carb cheesecake bars? Way Cool Kitchen's curd cup straight from the Point Reyes Dairy? Or the delicious cheese board snack bar from professional cellist Allison Tetrick? Moody's mood-enhancing ice cream left us energized to enjoy Frutero's real fruit ice cream. The California Milk Advisory Board is going to continue to help these companies expand their businesses and get to market. On that note, I'd like to introduce you to the CEO of CMAB, Mr. John Talbot.
Thanks, Fred, and hello, everyone. It's great to be here. On behalf of the California Milk Advisory Board and our dairy farm families, I'd like to welcome you all. We're extremely excited about this Snackcelerator contest and the tremendous interest that we've seen. with 76 entries in total. You know, snacking is certainly on the rise, with 95% of adults snacking at least once a day. And dairy and snacking are perfect partners, with many snacks benefiting from the taste, textures, and nutritional value that dairy provides. My sincere thanks to all the participants and all the judges. Best of luck to everyone.
Thanks so much, John. So how are we going to choose the $200,000 grand prize winner tonight? We have recruited an absolute dream team of experts to help us judge who will be crowned the Snackcelerator champion. So I'd like to bring them in, and I'll introduce you to each of them. Well, first, you just met him a second ago, John Talbot. He brings more than 25 years of marketing and brand management experience to his role as the CEO of the California Milk Advisory Board. He focuses on building awareness and demand for California milk and dairy products around the US and also the world. John began his career in sales at Procter & Gamble before joining Pepsi, where he spent 12 years leading brand management and product development. He also led new product development at E&J Gallo Winery, as well as being the VP of Global Market Development for the Almond Board of California. John, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here.
Jackson Janigam. Jackson, you are the Vice President and General Manager of the direct-to-consumer business at the Clorox Company. Prior to that, Jackson was the Chief Marketing Officer for e-commerce startup Box, where he was named, among many other accolades, to the Forbes CMO Next list. Previously, he was head of digital for Chipotle. He's an advisor for 3 high-growth startups and easily one of the sharpest people I've ever met. Jackson, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Fred. And you got my last name right. That's pretty impressive.
You know what? All I have to do is interview you like 3 or 4 times on the podcast and I get it right. I actually can spell it too. Moving on to Aditi Dash. Aditi is a partner at Circle Up Growth Partners, which is a data-driven venture fund focused exclusively on early-stage consumer products. She serves on the board of several food and beverage startups, and previously she was the director of new products and the incubator at La Colombe Coffee, where she led the R&D and pilot production teams. Aditi, it is a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And last but not least on this group of 4 is Phil Lempert. Phil is known as the supermarket guru. He is a distinguished author, speaker, expert analyst on consumer behavior, marketing trends, and new products. For over 20 years, Phil served as the marketing trends editor and correspondent for the NBC News Today Show for food, as well as regular appearances on everything from The View to Dr. Oz to Oprah Winfrey. CNN, 2020, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, you get the idea. Phil served on the executive committee of Michelle Obama's Chef's Moves to School program, and he is the founder of the CEO of the Retail Dietitians Business Alliance. He's authored several books. He's a resident of California, but Phil actually, his roots began in Belleville, New Jersey, at a dairy farm started by his grandfather. Phil, welcome to the show.
Thank you. And here's actually a little milk bottle. You can't read it, but it says Lempert's Dairy right on it. It's right on my desk.
I love it. My research paid off. So let's look at our other 4 judges today. So we'll start with Bridget. Bridget Wolf is the global head of Snack Features, which is Mondelez International's innovation and venture hub. Since its creation last year, Bridget has led the creation of cross-functional ecosystem of partners around the world. She has launched Snack Features' first market hub in Australia, and she created 4 completely new brands, which are currently being piloted in both the US and Europe. And I believe, Bridget, it might be a 5th one now as well, if I read LinkedIn correctly. But Bridget has also played a key role in advancing Mondelez's innovation agenda throughout her career, leading the development and launch of Trident Vibes, being a brand manager for Belvita, and the global innovation manager for Oreo. Bridget, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Paul Zemensky.
The 5th is on its way.
What's that? The check is? Good. Paul is the Executive Vice President of Domestic Partnerships for Dairy Management, Inc., better known as DMI, where he leads DMI's domestic sales and innovation efforts across channels, including fluid and milk revitalization efforts. Paul's guided brands with revenue from $100 million to over $1 billion, launching more than $500 million of new product platforms. Prior to joining DMI, Paul served in senior leadership positions at companies from Kraft to Jarden Safety. Paul, it's great to see you.
Thanks, Fred. It's fantastic to continue watching breakthrough innovation occur in dairy and be part of it.
Love it. Donna Berry. Donna is the owner of Dairy and Food Communications and author of Daily Dose of Dairy on the Berry on Dairy website. Donna, that was a lot of dairy and berry that I just said in one sentence. She has a bachelor's degree in food science from the University of Illinois. Prior to starting her own company, she was the ingredient technology editor and new products trend tracker for Dairy Foods magazine and worked in product development for Kraft Foods. Donna, it is always a pleasure to see you.
Great to be here.
And last
Thank
but not,
you.
of course, not last but not least, Scott Collier. Scott leads the Whole Foods Market Business Development Team with responsibility for directing the Whole Foods Local Producer Loan Program, corporate venture capital investing, and the Friends of Whole Foods Market Store-in-Store Partnership Program. Scott's previous experience includes financial and corporate development leadership roles in both technology and food companies, in addition to over 20 years of venture capital leadership. Scott, it's great to have you on.
Good to be with y'all.
All right, so how is this all going to work? Let's jump into our agenda and I will break it down for you. Each company, and there are 4, are going to show you a 30-second commercial video that they produced for this contest. Then there will be a 5-minute pitch where they'll tell you about their businesses, and that'll be followed by 10 minutes of Q&A from the esteemed judges that you just met. Let's take a look at how those judges are going to evaluate the companies. First, uniqueness. This is a product innovation competition, so they're going to be evaluating how unique the idea is, and is it something that is different from what is out there. Taste. First and foremost, this is a food and snacking competition, so taste is critical. How good does it taste, and would you want to have it again? Third, we're going to look at viability and scale. This is not just innovation theater. As much fun as this is, we are looking for products that will go to market and also do well there. And lastly, we're going to ask the judges to look at the founder team. Is this the right team to take it to the next level? Do they believe in them? And at the end, we're going to ask our judges to stack rank the companies in order of preference. Who is their favorite company? We've also partnered with consumer research company Perksy, which has facilitated a fan vote of over 500 consumers who will be telling us which of these companies they would put in their shopping basket. We will announce the winner tonight, right at the end of this broadcast. So let's get after it. Is everybody ready? Let's begin. Our first finalist presenting this evening is Jessica Levinson, founder of Peekaboo Ice Cream.
Here comes the next flavor. Tell me all the different things you might taste in.
I think I taste strawberry in there. It's really good. Creaminess, it's just insane.
What do you think about the spinach in this one?
There's spinach in this?
How do you like the beets in it?
There's beets in ice cream? There's zucchini in there? There's not literally a vegetable taste in here. There's just like an ice cream taste. I don't like spinach, but I love this. Peekaboo.
Hi, I'd like to begin by thanking the CMAB for this incredible opportunity and the judges for their consideration and time. To quote the esteemed Donna Berry, dairy cows are mamas. Their milk and the dairy foods made from their milk are comforting. Not much beats a pint of your favorite dairy ice cream. This holds especially true during these challenging times when we have seen increased demand for dairy ice cream. And we have an exciting solution to inspire even more dairy consumption. We have a product that is delicious, snackable, innovative, nutritious, sustainable, and of course, made from real California milk. Introducing Peekaboo, the only super premium organic ice cream enriched with hidden veggies. Wait, veggies? I'm a mama too, and my kids are really unique in that they hate eating their veggies. I know, super rare. I'm pretty sure that any parent watching has their kids scarfing down broccoli and beets. Good on you. Just kidding. 2020 has seen the world turned upside down, but the one thing that we can always count on is that most kids hate eating their veggies. My name is Jessica Levison, founder and CEO of Peekaboo Ice Cream. I've been making ice cream for my ice cream shop for the last 12 years, so I would expect my kids to consume inordinate amounts of ice cream. but I was unprepared for their aversion to eating anything green. In a desperate attempt to get them to eat veggies, I wondered, could I create ice cream that was simultaneously decadent and indulgent, but also moved us closer to nutritional balance? Wouldn't that be a game changer? Did you know that only 1 in 10 Americans eats enough veggies to meet federal guidelines for veggie consumption? Did you also know that the average American eats 23 pounds of ice cream a year? That's 44 pints. Peekaboo ice cream is the only ice cream with a serving of hidden veggies. It bridges the gap between what we don't get enough of, veggies, and what we can't get enough of, ice cream. We're launching with 4 snack-sized minis, perfect to capture a share of the $89 billion snacking industry and generate high growth for the ice cream category. Our first 4 flavors of snack-sized minis are unicorn with hidden zucchini, chocolate with hidden cauliflower, cotton candy with hidden beets, and vanilla with hidden zucchini. As consumers seek out better-for-you indulgences, Peekaboo fills a white space. Ice cream is a $13.5 billion category, and 40% of its growth is driven by nutritional claims. More specifically, consumers want nutrition derived from veggies. According to IRI, 53% of consumers want a serving of fruits and veggies in their snack. And our nutritional panel speaks for itself. Peekaboo ice cream is higher in vitamins and minerals and lower in sugar than our competitors. So we're good for you, and we're good for the planet too. Our belief that Peekaboo can help make the world a better place goes beyond putting veggies in our recipes. We are certified woman-owned, Latina-owned, certified organic, and a certified B Corp too, meaning we balance profits and purpose. Peekaboo is the future. And the best part is Peekaboo tastes really, really good. Seriously. We have over 400 consumer reviews averaging 4.7 out of 5. We've been featured in Forbes, Scoop, The Today Show, and numerous other publications. And retailers notice the value of our innovation. Since our launch last year, our pints landed distribution in over 1,500 retailers nationwide. With the benefit of an 18-month shelf life, our capabilities to ship nationwide and overseas are endless, ensuring long-term viability for growth. And with our new snack size, the opportunity is even bigger. Here's how we can help the California dairy industry. We have a lot of growth in the pipeline, which we expect would generate a demand of at least 5,000 gallons of California dairy per month. We're close to securing distribution to up to 25,000 7-Eleven locations in Japan, and we've also partnered with local retailers to launch freestanding display freezers with our minis and local schools to distribute our minis through their lunch program. Lastly, I'm excited to announce here for the very first time that I'll be appearing on Shark Tank on December 11th. And we have the team to support this incredible growth too. This is me, and this is our team. Most importantly, we're aligned with a co-packer on the West Coast that has the capacity to manufacture up to 40,000 cases per month using real California dairy. Peekaboo is building the future of better-for-you ice cream, and I know at least one person that got the memo. The other day, my 6-year-old son Leo walked up to me all excited and said, "Mommy, I know how to make ice cream." And I said, "Tell me how." And he said, "You start with veggies." And to that, I would add real California milk.
Oh, sorry. Just loading up on veggies over here. Truly, you can't taste anything but ice cream. It's awesome. Jessica, welcome to the stage. So excited to have you here. And I'm going to turn you over to the judges, and we're going to start off with John.
Jessica, amazing. I have to tell you, I have never liked beets, but that cotton candy and beets flavor is amazing. Very, very good. But I think what a lot of people will want to know is how much veggie is actually in there. And Once kids find out that there's vegetable in there, does that turn them off in any way?
I'm glad you asked. The cotton candy, for example, in the single serve cup, 3.5 ounces, there's about a fifth of a small beet. In the chocolate with hidden cauliflower, about cauliflower frets, and in the vanilla and the unicorn had about a quarter of a zucchini in that little tiny cup. And the funny thing is, I saw, for example, when my kids first would discover, they saw tinkering and they were involved in taste testing and the evolution of product. And I thought once they found what I was doing to them, the big is up and they're never going to eat it again. And I've learned both through my own kids and all their friends is not only do they use it as leverage to eat more, they say like, but I just want veggies. It's got veggies, and they really are excited by it. It's a really incredible. I took for granted the fact kids are very intelligent and love the fact that there's veggies in it, and it sort of opens the door to have them mix with new and different veggies. And we've seen that from consumers. We've heard it from consumers. We see it, when we were doing in-store demos. So universally, I think it's a win-win, 100%.
Very cool. Jackson.
And otherwise being part of a beat.
Jackson, let's turn it over to you.
Jessica, I love the product. I also tried the cotton candy one, and I also have a 5-year-old and an 18-month-old. And my 5-year-old came in and saw the ice cream. We weren't supposed to eat it till today, but I couldn't stop her. You know how it is. And it was the mini ones. And the vanilla one, she just went crazy for. And halfway through her eating it, we told her there was vegetables in there. And she kept eating it. She didn't care. She thought it was amazing. It tasted that good. So well done. I mean, I think the cotton candy one was my favorite. Great packaging, great design, great name. I guess my question for you is around the go-to-market strategy. I know you're already out there, but like, how do you see your retail strategy differentiating? Because ice cream obviously is a very crowded market. Everyone has different claims, and they're saying lots of different things. And you're sitting there in the freezer with well-known brands who are all trying to do something similar, and then all these upstarts. So I guess what's your thinking around the marketing strategy and branding as you're starting to get now a little bit of scale?
So, and that's a great question. Number one, we're to date the first only ice cream brand that's in veggies. So we have direct competition in that respect. But we still compete in the indulgent ice cream category. And I think that the differentiation is just the simplicity of it. It's ice cream and ice cream with veggies. There's no funny ingredients. It's very clean. It's organic, and our positioning is really all about balance. So treat yourself, treat your child. You don't have to eat the whole pint, right? Like, it's all about really bringing back joy into the home and experiencing moments of joy and bringing us closer to nutrition balance. And I think that position in and of itself is unique and not out there. Competitors are not exactly promoting balance, and they don't have a better for you. And we do. There's no other functional product. My presentation showed. We're in a white space. And I think we're mission driven. It's a really brand story. I did it for my kids and for myself. Selfishly, I also love vegetables and have a insatiable tooth. And I think it establishes a platform going forward in different dairy-based categories with anything vegetables. So it's a much longer, wider, greater play, and it really comes down to balance in veggies and just bridging that.
Okay.
And then, sorry, Fred, just one thing for you, Jessica, yep. One tip for you. Before you go on Shark Tank, I did Google you guys, and I noticed there's another ice cream company that's conquesting your brand name. So I Googled it several times in different browsers, and it's a competitor. So just make sure you're winning on your brand term before you go on Shark Tank, because after Shark Tank, everyone's going to start Googling you. You don't want them going away to, I'm not in the company, but they're conquesting your name specifically. So make sure you pay whatever you need to own your name on Google before Shark Tank.
Wow, I was not aware. Thank you so much for that.
No problem.
All right, Aditi, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, Jessica, nice to meet you. I've seen a lot of brands that are going after kids, but unfortunately, brands that go after kids don't grow as fast as brands that go after adults do. I think that if you want to take over the world in your ice cream journey, you're going to have to find a way to get adults to eat what you're making as well at Peekaboo. How do you plan to get adults to eat Peekaboo? Because I think they kind of get that there's not that much veggies in it. It's not going to be the veggies that get the adults.
To that, I would say, first of all, we've learned is millennials are huge consumers of Peekaboo. It's really anybody that's eating adult ice cream is the target demographic. The low-hanging fruit is obviously parents and eaters. They bring it into the home, the entire family eats it. And beyond that, I also mentioned that it ends on its own is really just delicious ice cream. And I think, it's not such a mark as like we're just targeting kids. It's broader than that. But the low-hanging fruit is obviously parents of your kids.
Great. Phil, let's go to you for the last question.
Sure. So Jessica, let me just first start by saying your recipes are delicious. And the way I always taste ice cream is starting from vanilla, because vanilla is the hardest to hide other ingredients in and so on, and superb recipes. So let me start there. A couple things. When I look at the pint-sized package, I love it. When I look at the small one, and again, because of space concerns and things like that, you've taken off all the really cool things about vegetables that are on the larger package. And I would seriously consider changing that. I think that those messages need to be on it. My question relates back to another Jessica Seinfeld, who I guess about 10 years ago wrote a book, came under a lot of criticism from registered dietitians and other people about hiding vegetables in food, that it's not really the way to teach kids how to eat, but they really should be understanding vegetables. How would you answer that?
That's my well taken, and as a parent, I agree. The opposite is not replacing veggies or necessarily hiding, communicating the aspect of veggies. So that's why packaging the vegetables front and center. And it's to a parent and their relation to their child to determine what's works for them. There's no judgments here. If parents want to hide that there's veggies, that's their decision to do so. For me, I think it's really important to create a new conversation around the fact that veggies could be mild tasting, they could be incorporated in different and unique ways. They're not scared. They don't all taste bad. You don't have to eat raw broccoli if you don't like it. There's different ways to prepare it, and I think we've learned that with cauliflower pizza. That for Peekaboo, hidden is really because hidden in the flavor profile, and it's up to the consumer to decide what to do with our veggies. I'm super proud of that. And my conversation with John, it's very true that the kids love once they realize that there's veggies, love that aspect of it. And the thing I want to mention, just in terms of the veggie quantities, which also back to your question about, hiding the or not hiding the veggies. The beauty and innovation of Peekaboo is the fact that in that super vanilla, you wouldn't otherwise have a quarter zucchini, right? Like that is that otherwise would not make it into your, into your day. So in that respect, yeah, I believe that very much can benefit any that indulge in
Cool. Jessica, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jessica. Sorry to interrupt you. We're running low on time, but that was awesome. Thank you so much for coming to the stage. Peekaboo is delicious. We wish you luck. So let's move on to our second finalist. We have Sach Foods Organic Paneer with founders Charush and Jasleen Agarwal.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarush. I'm the co-founder of Such Foods. I'm super excited to be here to talk to you about our new product. So we are building a grab-and-go cheese snack product. It's made with paneer cheese. Super delicious, nutritious, and high quality. So why snack? There are plenty of snacking options out there. When you look for something that's high protein, keto, wholesome, and vegetarian, there aren't too many options. So we think paneer is going to make a great snack option. We already have a 6-ounce product in the market today. Making a lower priced grab-and-go product, I think will help us reach new consumers. There's also a lack of innovation in the category, and it's actually a big market size. It's $1.5 billion and growing. Now here's a look at the current competition. So on the left, you'll see a bunch of current cheese snacking products. On the right, you'll see our packaging, our product. As you can see, it's beautiful design. We use vibrant colors. We talk about the key attributes of the product, like high protein, keto, the fact that it's gluten-free and only 3 ingredients. We think consumers care about these things, and this will help us differentiate in an existing category. When it comes to nutrition, paneer is a very nutritious product. As you can see, 1.5 ounces has 10 grams of protein and only 1.5 grams of carbs. So, we actually looked at paneer and compared it to other popular snacking items in the market today. And what we found was paneer actually has higher protein than most of them. It's got twice as much protein as tofu does, thrice as much as hummus. It's got lower sugar, it's got less number of carbs, and actually helps you stay full longer. So it's a very competitive product. Here's a look at our creative flavors. We are the world's first and only flavored paneer company. We've designed a variety of interesting flavors to appeal to a wide range of consumers, from busy professionals to kids. And all our flavors have 5 or less ingredients. We are actually very bullish on paneer. We have a long-term strategy. Paneer is a very unique product. It's obviously nutritious, but it also doesn't melt. So what that does is that gives us the ability to make a variety of derivative products out of paneer. So we have the core 6-ounce product in the market today. We are building the snack product next, and we have a future roadmap of products in mind. The best part is organic milk actually comprises of more than 90% of the ingredients for all of these products. So the more products we make, the more scale we have, and the better margins we have. Better we can serve the dairy community and help the dairy farmers. Let's talk scale. So this is just an example of what paneer is already done in India. It's at the McDonald's, it's at Pizza Hut, and halloumi, which is a similar product, is at Burger King in Europe. Tofu in the States is at every major grocery store. It's also at Chipotle. It's also at Sweetgreens. So there's no reason why we can't do this with paneer if we have the right vision and the right team. Here's a bit about our team. So it's Jas and me. We are husband and wife. We are first-generation immigrants. We had our own problem. We couldn't find high-protein keto options. We weren't eating paneer, even though we grew up with it, because the paneer that was available in the market was subpar. It wasn't the paneer that we grew up with. So we wanted to create our own paneer. And we started from the bottoms up. We went to consumers. We did a bunch of pop-ups. On the left, you'll see our first pop-up in San Francisco. On the right, the rightmost image, you'll see our first customer delivery. We flew with 200 pounds of paneer to deliver to our first pizza customer. As we were growing our company, we were also growing our family. This is Jas when she was 9 months pregnant during the Fancy Food Show earlier this year, and she stood 3 days straight for 9 hours straight, talking about our product, getting in front of consumers. And we also welcomed the first intern, Kyra, in Feb of this year. We, in the middle of a pandemic, we were able to go from 0 to 200 stores in 1 year, and not just any stores. These are some of the best stores in the country. Here's a bit about our distribution strategy. So we look at distribution in 5 key buckets. We have strategic retail, direct-to-consumer, meal kits, food service, and grab-and-go. We are already in 3 of these 5 key areas, and adding a snack product can actually help us get to all 5. Here's an example of a partner network. So we partner with the best retailers, the best distribution networks to get to consumers nationwide. We also ship nationwide 2-day free. Here's a bit about our margin. So we are at 40% margin today. With adding a snack product, I think we can get to 56% margin. And here's an example of how we market the product. No one's doing this again in the market today. Example of our social media partnerships with influencers. We've been picked up by Forbes, we've been picked up by San Francisco Chronicle, but because of the power of our story. And at the end of the day, what really drives us is the value that we bring to the consumer. Here's an example of a consumer writing to us who grew up with paneer, saying that we make the best paneer in the country. and our product is a game changer. Here's an example of a customer that's asking us to come to the local store, and they say they can never go back to the commodity product. We've been able to accomplish a bunch with this limited resources. We think we can do a lot more. We have a much bigger vision, and we think we can get there faster with the support of CMAB. Thank you.
I think of this as like the next tofu, but it's more flavorful. Tarush and Jasleen, welcome to the stage. Thrilled to have you here, and going to introduce you to the judges and let them fire away. Bridget, why don't we start with you? Oh, hold on one second, Bridget. I think you're on mute.
In the spirit of keeping, I'll start over. Congratulations, guys, on the brand, on the baby. You are defying all of 2020 right now. So well done so far. I think for me, my question is, when you start to educate consumers on anything new, it becomes really difficult of what is your messaging strategy and how do you figure out what are the key things that you want to do, especially if you don't know Premier and then all of those benefits. So my question is, how are you guys thinking about organizing your communication to educate consumers and then convert them?
Bridget, thank you for the question. The feed was a little disturbed. Could you repeat the last part, please? We couldn't hear you.
Sure. What we're trying to understand is, as you go to—
You know what, Bridget, Bridget, we're going to take a minute and come right back to you. It sounds like there's something wrong with your feed.
Okay.
So we'll let the tech guys work on that, and let's switch to Paul for a second. Paul.
No worries.
Hi, again, congrats and welcome to the Final Four. My question is, you talked about different ways to reach the consumer. You talked about snacking, you talked about usage, you showed usage on burgers and keto. How are you going to educate and inform and get focused to reach the consumer and to build awareness of Premier? In mainstream America, right? And then number two, where are you going to shelve it to drive that awareness? Because, I used to manage Velveeta, and the number one issue with Velveeta, they put it all over the shelf, when it was in refrigeration. And so I make sure you guys don't end up in that same situation.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So, sorry, the tech is...
Yeah, so you guys, hold on one second. We're going to get this fixed. If the guys in the booth, can we just take a pause here? Great. If we could just go to just a quick video for a second. Guys, we'll be right back. Sorry, Tarush. Hang on one second. We just want to get this right and fixed so everyone can hear it. We'll be back in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for your patience. We're having some internet connectivity issues that are being worked out very quickly. We've got some people logging back into the system. So thank you so much for your patience. We're gonna come right back with Tarush and Jasleen, who will tell you more about Yummy Industries and their, sorry, excuse me, not Yummy Industries, Sach Foods and the organic paneer. We've got just a minute more as they work through that. And for any of you that weren't on some of the semifinals, this process we went from around 76 companies that were qualified for this, that had the California milk, the willingness to move their production to California, had at least 50% dairy apply. We then, at that point, our plan was to go just to this finals. But because the companies were so good, we ended up creating the semifinals, Team Sweet and Team Savory, that have been going through an amazing mentorship program. I mentioned some of the mentors. A few of the judges actually were mentors as well. But really what we've done is brought in people from marketing, social media, production, food science, packaging, co-packers, co-manufacturers, really looking at every piece of the process and taking it through to help these companies accelerate, right? The whole idea is how to take them where they are to where they want to be as fast as possible. And the end goal is to create more demand for dairy for the California Milk Advisory Board and all the dairy farms in California. So it's been a true pleasure doing that. We are now, I'm told, back and all the tech has been worked out. I think one of the challenges of having 30 or so people all live streaming into the same spot in 2020 is a lot of other people are streaming. So we've got it all straightened out, I'm told, and we're going to resume here. So if we could bring everyone back. Great. How's everyone doing? We're all hearing each other?
You tell
Well,
us.
so far we're just hearing you.
Good. Well, that's how the rest of the show is going to be. It's just you and me, Phil. We're just going to talk. So, Bridget, let's start back with your original question, and we'll take it from the top.
Yeah. Well, I may start just rewind the whole thing. So because if you didn't hear it, it was worth hearing you. It's always a great thing to be launching new products and then having a baby. So kudos to both of you for defying 2020 this year and having this success. The question I had is communicating to consumers something new is always challenging, of what is paneer and then all of the benefits and ultimately what your superpower is versus the competition. So how are you managing what you say to consumers and explaining who you are?
Tarush, you guys are on mute.
Okay, yep, sorry. Can you
No
hear me
worries.
now? Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah, Bridget, that's a great question. I think so. Paneer's actually been around for thousands of years. In the US, there are 5,000 Indian restaurants, for example, that have paneer today. And what we've done since we've launched the product, we've seen a fairly good amount of engagement and awareness for the product. And obviously, in coastal cities like New York, San Francisco, Seattle, LA. I think what we've been able to do in a short amount of time is really communicate like how are we different. We are an artisanal, organic, super delicious, super creamy product, which kind of sets us aside from the competition. Creates a like, and we talked about that in packaging. If you look at our design of our packaging, it's minimalistic, it's clean, vibrant colors. On Instagram, social media, our website, we talk about our story. We talk about our problem. Why did we create the product in the first place? And I think pre-pandemic we were able to go out and do demos in stores. So we did a bunch of those demos, really get in front of consumers. I think in our slides we showed a picture of we did a food truck, for example, in San Francisco, and we tried different versions of paneer. So we were making paneer tacos, we were making paneer fries. Even back then, because we had a vision, we'll start with a core product because consumers understand that, and then showcase what are the different ways consumers can use paneer, and then tackle those one at a time. I'll say one more thing. This is a retail package. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but even on the top of the package, we talk about how you can use the product. And you talk about like it doesn't melt, so it goes on a grill. You can pizza with it, taco with it, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just to add to that, I guess like we are doing a lot of education through our packaging as well. Like it clearly says that this is a cheese that doesn't melt. It's a high protein cheese. This is something that you can use on a keto diet. Also, like with the education wise, we're partnering up with influencers which are creating recipes which are outside of Indian cuisine, right? Like the recipes where you can use paneer in like your normal stir fries, or you could just like top it off on your salad, or just grill it. And so we recently created a Thanksgiving recipe. So these are some of the ways that we are going above and beyond to introduce paneer in like a different light, making it more mainstream, I guess.
Terrific.
That's great.
Thank you.
Paul.
Back to my original question. Again, thanks for being here. It's fantastic. Back usage and marketing and shelving. So you talked about a lot of usages. You talked snacking, you talked, tacos, and so the variety of for consistency for the consumer, reaching out, where are you going to shelve it? Because you've got different structure, right? You're sitting. So where do they know to find it in this massive section of shelf where there's 20, linear feet just in snacking cheese, another 20 in shredded cheese? How are you going to break through a shelf and make it consistent for the consumers?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. We are right now on the cheese section, the deli wall for the most part in most of the stores, and that's where the existing paneer products are and other cheeses are. And the good thing is we have shelf space there in terms of the partners that we have, and the snacking product also is in the same vicinity. So it's the same buyer, it's the same relationship that we have. How we so there, even with the snack product and the 6 ounce product, there'll be a lot of synergies. So it's the same part of the store versus being different parts of the store. So when a consumer walks into the store, he's looking at a core product. He or she is looking at the core product. It's quite likely that they'll be able to find our snack product just because it's going to be in the same vicinity. If you look at our packaging, the colors, the flavors that we have, it's unique. Nobody's doing that. There is no turmeric paneer. Everybody knows turmeric. Everybody knows the benefits of turmeric, but there is no turmeric cheese. And so it stands out. Our design, our attributes that we talk about help us stand out. Even in the snacking aisle, there are a bunch of cheese snacking products out there, but you can barely find like flavored snacking products. So I think that'll help us differentiate and get in front of consumers.
Quick follow-up on the package, if you don't mind, is
Paul,
just,
Paul, I'm gonna come back to you, Paul.
Okay.
We'll swing back. I want to get over to Phil.
Okay.
Phil, you're up next.
Sure. So first, Jazz and Tarush, let me also wish my congratulations to you, not only on your baby. You didn't tell us, is it a boy or a girl?
It's
Girl.
And what's her name?
Kaya.
Very nice.
So you guys actually saw her in the video. She was in the
video.
video.
Yeah. and on the little card you sent us too.
Yes.
That's right.
So first, also congratulations. I am a fan of paneer. I know it. I think you're totally on trend. When we look at millennials, when we look at Generation Z, always looking for something new and different, it's great. Now, I know that you sent us a package that was probably a mock-up that doesn't have ingredients on it. It doesn't have nutritional information on it and things like that. So I'll accept all that. But obviously make sure that it's out there. I also question about the size. I'm not a huge fan of the block size. Why did you choose this versus perhaps something that was a little thinner and a little bit more elongated so it becomes more of a snack? This to me isn't a snack. This is a chomp.
Yeah. Well, this is a prototype. We are a lot of the challenges sometimes are like the equipment that's available to actually make a snack product in the facility that we have, our production facility. So that was we wanted to show the concept, and that's why I think the product that you have is about 2 ounces. The actual commercial product will be closer to 1 ounce or something around that.
And the retail price?
So we are thinking around So we have two options. Either we retail them as a single pack, like a single unit, or like a multi-pack in a vacuum pouch. And so if it's a single unit, it'll be around, we're thinking on $1.49 to $1.99. And if it's in a multi-pack, so around $6, $5 to $6.
Great,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Scott, let's turn it over to you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, delicious product.
I think we have you on mute, Scott.
Let's see. Let me unmute here. Is that unmuted now?
Yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me? Tarush and Jasleen. Beautiful product. Thanks for that. I guess I would, just picking up on what Bridget said, just adding the word cheese after paneer, just to make it clear, it jumps out. It's paneer cheese. I know you know what that is, and some of us do, but many consumers don't. I guess my question would be, that you showed a lot of channels in your presentation, and I'm a little concerned how broadly you're trying to go to market. Maybe tell us where your market focus really is, physical retail or the other channels you mentioned, and tell us a little bit about your team's competence in addressing your primary channels.
Yeah, amazing question. So, we are solely focused right now on our retail business. So that's strategic retailers in across the country and online, direct to consumer. So, we are, I think we mentioned we have about 200 stores. We're going to be around 500 stores nationwide. Whole Foods is actually a big partner for us, so we're grateful for your support. And we are focused solely on that for now. We were pre-pandemic, we were focused on food service and retail. Pandemic happened, we pivoted completely. Food service went to pretty much zero. And then now we focused on retail and direct to consumer. And I think what we're trying to do is you just showcase to consumers like the versatility of the product, how you can use it. The slide that we presented was just showcasing the vision. In the long term, what are all the things that we can do? And these are the channels that are viable to us because the nature of the product itself. Now, we are also focused, one of our priorities is like, how do we, to your point, like, how do we get consumers to understand what paneer is? How do you make them use it in different ways? We can do our part, but I think strategic partnerships is going to be very helpful and help us get there. And hence, I think meal kits is our secondary focus because meal kits are reaching consumers in a variety of different ways. And they're educating consumers on what you want to, all different things they can do. Because consumers want variety. Consumers want different things. They don't want to eat the same thing every day. They're 20 meals a week. So even if they want to try something different, and with the consumer base that the meal kit companies have, that's a great partnership. And there's a gap. We are the organic paneer artisanal choice. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. So I guess it's gonna definitely like our focus is retail. It's always going to be retail, but just to educate consumers on like how they can use paneer, like to sell more. I guess like we have to partner up with we have to partner up with these meal kits, or we have to partner up with such influencers, chefs, to just educate the consumers, I guess.
Yeah, and in terms of competence, to answer that question, so we're that's our background. Yeah. Like we come from a technology space. We're not from the food space per se, so we understand how to acquire consumers, reach consumers, and in a digital fashion. And so that's our efforts are, we can't do demos anymore, so we can't really reach consumers in the retail stores. We are focused on how do consumers know about us in a digital manner, and we're making access super easy. So we are shipping online on Amazon, and of course through retail partners.
Yeah.
Great, Tarush, Jasleen, thank you. Paul, I cut you off. 30 seconds. What was your question before? We've got some time.
We've hit the packaging components, and then again, my question is, if you won, what would how would you use the dollars?
Oh yeah, I mean, it'd be tremendously helpful. What we would do is we would focus on our flavor production. So we don't have enough equipment right now to make different varieties of flavors. So part of that would be towards that. Part of that would be towards packaging equipment. So actually make the packaging size that we want in the facility. Those would be two things. And then the third thing would be just focusing on doubling down our marketing efforts in educating consumers digitally. We can be launching a subscription program, for example, because paneer is a product that's suited for subscription because it's a cooking cheese. So those would be our primary focuses in terms of investing in our business.
Awesome. Thanks. Great question, Paul. Good answer. Tarush, Jasleen, thank you so much. Let's go over to finalist number 3, Yummy Industries Cheese Bits with Sergey and Stefan.
Snack easy, snack healthy, snack tasty. Discover Cheese Bits, sustainably made from local California milk with 4 simple ingredients created by nature. Look for it in the premium cheese section.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sergey Kucher, and I'm one of the co-founders of Cheese Bits. My partner, Stefan Choi, will be joining us for the Q&A session at the end. Stefan and I have worked together for a while, and in the recent years we have successfully sold a fintech startup to a publicly traded company. Our third founder, Vlad, is from Eastern Europe, where over the past decade he has taken a company from a snack and cheese concept to a successful nationwide player in the market half the US size. He currently sells almost 500,000 pounds of cheese per month, and of that, about 275,000 pounds are in the premium snack and cheese category. Now, this category, premium snack and cheese, is virtually non-existent in the United States, and we're here to start filling that gap with Cheese Bits. We are essentially bringing a proven product and technology from Europe and are branding and positioning it for the United States market to create a new category. We like to call it premium cheese made easy. We know that timing is right because based on the numerous recent studies, the consumption habits are shifting towards quality, convenience, and sustainability. However, the current snack and cheese offerings are behind as they're still limited to commodity or deli cheeses, which you can find in slices, cubes, bars, sticks, or even dry. But they're still deli cheeses, there is nothing special about them in terms of taste, and their quality could often be improved. And we believe we should be able to do better than that. We should be able to snack on premium cheese without the need of cutting it every time you want to take a bite or need to make a plate. I am one of the eldest millennials out there, but I still tend to have people at my house. And so do my friends because we visit each other all the time. We all like cheese, but we don't appreciate commodity cheese, so we buy a selection of premium cheeses and cut them every time someone's about to visit. And this has been the least enjoyable part of these visits thus far. And turns out we're not alone, as with the help from our friends at Perksy, we ran a consumer survey and asked 685 people aged between 20 and 50 and with household income between $50,000 and $250,000, which is our target group, about their snacking preferences. And 73% said they snack on cheese regularly. They actually use cheese as a snack more frequently than as a part of a meal. And the vast majority of them snacks on cheese either daily or a few times a week or about once a week. And we got all kinds of great data from the survey, but it all came down to this last question, which was how likely are you to buy bite-sized premium cheese conveniently packaged for snacking? And almost 3/4 of the responders said that they're either likely or very likely to do so. And that is great news because that is what Cheese Bits is all about. We offer a great tasting, high quality cheese that is portable and is easy to eat, serve, and share. It's a great quick bite with your morning coffee when you don't have much time, and the perfect pairing with your evening glass of wine, beer, or a scotch. It works whether you are working or watching a movie, taking a break, getting outdoors, or hosting a party, or just need to toss a healthy and high quality snack in your kid's backpack. We are disrupting the premium cheese category, and so we gave our packaging a disruptive look. We had help with research and design from a professional branding and packaging company. All our cheeses are sustainably made from local California milk with just the essential ingredients, and we're also exploring options for using biodegradable plastic in our packaging. We have invested in equipment and built our own production facility so that we could fully control the process and ensure the quality of our products. We brought our master cheesemaker from Europe and hired professionals to help with operations, marketing, distribution, and sales management. We have an established relationship with a larger cheese manufacturer in the area for growth. We are fully production ready and have scheduled demos with retailers in December, so the timing of Snackcelerator could not be better. Looking ahead, we will be producing animal cracker style cheese bits for kids, and we have everything necessary to do that. And we'll be also developing cup holder packaging for gas stations and truck stops. In closing, we would like to say that Cheese Bits meets an unmet need. It's a high-quality cheese that both children and adults can enjoy with ease, and it's the only premium snacking cheese made with 100% California dairy milk. Thank you very much for this fantastic opportunity, and I look forward to answering your questions in the Q&A session.
I had never heard of Scamorza cheese before this competition, and I have to be honest, it hasn't been far from my side since you all introduced it to me. Let's bring in Sergey and Stefan. Gentlemen, those animal cracker shapes blow my mind when I see that. That is so unique. I'm going to need you to make Venture Fuel logo cheese. We'll talk about that after the show, but I'm very excited. So why don't we turn, Donna, why don't we start with you?
Well, first of all, I have to say, very cool product. I've been writing about new dairy products for almost 30 years, and this is definitely thinking out of the box. So thank you so very much for that. Love the packaging, love the concept, love the idea of visiting with friends and sharing the package, but we're not going to be doing that probably for another year. So I would love if this was maybe in a little more smaller size package or in a container that could be sealed so that I could snack on it and put it away, because I do believe they're delicious. Calories per the entire package, I think, is important on something like this, because that I believe that might even be required. I could be wrong on that. But very, very cool, very delicious. But question for you, oh, and I do love the cup concept for the kids product, but question for you. So 2 questions actually. One, how are you smoking that cheese? Because that is some dang good smoke. I mean, are you adding smoke flavor or are you actually using a smoker? Because neither of them are declared on the ingredient legend. So what you doing?
Thanks, Donna. Thanks for great advice. We'll definitely keep those things in mind, and the smaller packaging did come up. So we are thinking on that, especially now with the pandemic. The sampling changed, the sampling process changed, so we're considering smaller packaging for that as well. But as far as the smoking goes, yeah, we bought a smokehouse, so it's all natural wood smoked, no additives, nothing, no liquid smoke, nothing like that. Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. So second question is, as somebody who's getting a little older and has to watch her sodium intake for her heart health, I just don't believe it's this low in sodium. Is it really this low in sodium and this delicious a cheese? Because this is, you know, is this nutrition facts panel accurate or not?
Yeah.
So
I think.
Oh, go ahead, Stefan.
Yeah. So we actually just hired a company to make all the tests on our cheeses, and we should get the report back pretty soon, and then we will be able to authenticate the cheese.
Okay, so let me put my little cheaters on here and say there's no way that was only 6% sodium. I mean, it's very bold flavor. I'm sorry. It just, and that's kind of critical with snacking cheeses. So you may want to consider that. I realize that sodium is an important part of flavor development and even food safety. But it was really high. I mean, that umami sodium kick went into that. So if you can lower that so that your numbers are probably more lower and then more accurate, that would be good. But there's no way it was just 6% sodium. Sorry, guys.
We'll send you the results.
We actually went with the nutritionals that we have in the Eastern European market and put them on for now. And it tastes about the same, but we'll, like Stefan mentioned, we will be validating that. We are validating that at the lab right now.
Great.
But delicious, absolutely delicious, and extremely. This is something that the cheese category needs. So, again, blew my mind away in cheese.
I appreciate you saying
that. Thanks, Donna. DT, let's turn it over to you.
Thanks. And guys, thank you for being here. And I personally love the product, but I'm going to take this opportunity to ask a question about the unmet need and the problem that you're solving. Can you talk a little bit about that? You said cutting cheese is a hassle. Is it really that hard? Like, talk to me about the average US consumer and what problem they have and what you're solving for them.
Yeah, so great question. Thank you, Aditi. I know it's a hassle for me. I guess it depends on how frequently you have people visiting you, and how much cheese do you take with you when you go somewhere, like if you get outdoors to a barbecue party or places like that where you don't really want to be cutting cheese. You just want to enjoy the day or the evening. But we actually did. That was one of our questions in Perksy. Like I mentioned in the presentation, we had a bunch of questions there, but that was one, and it was about half and half. So half the people cut it, half the people buy in blocks, more or less. And then we had another question: why do we buy in block? If they answered buy in block, then we asked why not buy pre-cut? And the two biggest categories were because blocks are store longer. The second biggest was because I cannot buy the cheese I want pre-cut. And then there were a couple of smaller ones where one was because they add all kind of powder in the pre-cut so it doesn't cake and things like that. And there was also the cost benefit where you buy in block, it's a little more affordable. But we do believe there is a very healthy amount of people that do prefer the convenience, and that's the trend, the convenience, that you can just take it, open it up, and go. And actually, this packaging we were thinking about is just recently. The packaging is pandemic friendly, if you will, because you discard the carton sleeve, and then you have this plastic package that nobody touched since it left the factory, and it will work for bars, wineries, movie theaters, bowling centers, schools, what have you, even the airlines. Like if you're sitting on the flight for a couple hours, that's kind of perfect. So you're not going to cut cheese there, but right now all you're going to get is probably some cheddar, things like that on the plane, if at all. So that's our thinking there. Hope that answers it.
Thanks, Sergey. That's great. All right, Jackson, turning it over to you.
Yeah, so a comment and a question. First off, delicious. I've been snacking on them. I have a beer right now, and I have this in front of me, and I just can't stop. It's like the peanuts, the new peanuts. So delicious product. I completely agree with Donna, though. My daughter did love it. She's 5, and she was just crushing it before she went to bed. But it's too big, right? Like I would never give this whole thing to her to take to school. So I think having like a pack of 6 that are smaller packs, I can just like cut out, give her one for the lunch one day, the next day, or a pack of 5 for the school week could be really powerful. And Donna nailed it on the resealable. I opened it 2 days ago. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And then I didn't put it in Ziploc. I should have, but it dried up after a day, right? So I think thinking about the resealable package, and then even just a little note on the corner, right here. Because I knew it was kind of intuitive to open it there, but it wasn't completely. So just saying like peel here, I just think you'd be amazed, right? Like I think I'm a smart guy, but I was like looking at this thing, like how do I open this thing? So my comment, I guess, and question is more of it's actually more of a concern for you guys. I'm worried you're like in the middle, and I'm worried that's going to impact your ability to scale. Meaning, so you have cheese slices, RH sliced cheese, mozzarella sticks, targeting towards kids, easy, done, right? Then you have premium. I consider slicing cheese yourself more of a premium experience, right? Like with my friends, family, with wine, pre-dinner, right? Like I don't know many people who are taking sliced cheese and giving it to kids. Like you're getting pre-sliced cheese or mozzarella sticks, or you're doing the premium block, right, for like hosting parties. So I wonder if you guys can just choose which one. And my opinion is I think that premium place is going to be too hard to compete, but I think this could be really powerful, just all in on the kids side and make the packaging a little bit more appropriate, go expand on flavors, because I didn't know what Scarmoza is too. But if I told that to my daughter, she'd be like, what is that? Until she tried it, but she knows mozzarella, so I love mozzarella strings. She knows pepper jack, she knows cheddar. So I think the packaging is interesting, but my question to you is, I guess, have you thought about picking one or the other? Because I'm worried you're right in the middle, and I just don't know if there's enough scale for you there, but this feels like a kid's product if you tweak the packaging, make it a little bit smaller. And then last thing, you got to work on the name, because if anyone hears about you, reads about you, they're going to go Google you, and Cheese Bites is like, you'll never win that on SEO, right? Because if you think about cheese bites, there's like, I would think about branding yourself so you can win on SEO when people see you in PR or wherever else. So more comment than question, but I guess, how are you thinking about your positioning? Because I do think that could impact your scale.
Yeah, and the positioning, we will be targeting the service deli, the cheese coffin. So we call it the premium cheese, mainly because there is, like you said, it's like we're in the middle. There is no category, and it's it's very rigid right now. But we have to go with something like that. We definitely are on the premium side a lot more than on the commodity. And Scamorza and Chechel will never become commodity. Nobody knows about it. But the beauty of the product is we don't really need to educate the consumer a lot about what the product is, like, because you see it, it looks completely different than anything else in that coffin. That gets you curious pretty much instantly. You at least you're gonna pick it up, look at it. Even though you don't know, we do explain on the back what Scamorza is. So if people are really curious, they can read it. Once they take it home, try it. We found that people just keep going back for a little more. It just sits there in the refrigerator, and they just keep going back. And then the feedback we receive is like, "Hey, I've been crushing it all day." As far as scaling go, we understand we're disrupting the categories. Disrupting is tough, but we've done it in Eastern Europe, so we are fully expect this to be very successful.
May
Donna,
I interrupt?
Very quickly.
I just want to say, I don't think this is a kid's product. I disagree with Jackson putting it into smaller packs and making it a kid's product. I think this is an adult product that even going to be sold in like wine and cheese stores or at specialty delis. That's where I think it is. I don't think it's a kid's product. I think this is something adult. I think it needs to be shared. I think it needs just different packaging with that resealer, whatever the case is. But I disagree with him, and I just want to share that because this to me is a very adult-centric product that's very cool looking. It's something when we can once again have a picnic, this is it, can't have those right now.
I will agree with both Donna and Jackson because I ate it as an adult and then I fed it to my son who also loved it. So maybe you can play both sides of the fence, which will mean more demand for dairy, which is a very good transition to John Talbot, CEO of CMAB. John, last question.
Okay, well, again, guys, great job. I love the convenient, snack-oriented packaging. We need this yesterday here in California. There's so much demand for this. And the string cheese, I think to Donna's point, tastes better than any other string cheese I've ever had because it is such a good cheese. But I'll come back to the Scamorza and Chechel not being familiar cheese varieties. I'm just curious why you chose these. What are the benefits? Is there a way to really make your product unique because of these varieties?
Yeah, well,
I get.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's taking this stuff? I'll go. Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, I guess we went with these because we know how to make them. We make them in the Eastern Europe right now. And there we actually are, Vlad, who I mentioned in the presentation, it took him about a year and a half to figure out which cheese to use. And Scamorza was perfect because it's fairly easy to make unless you age it and ripen it. But it has a lot more flavor than anything that would be otherwise as easy to make. So that was the thinking there. Chechel, yeah, it's basically string cheese, traditionally hand stretched, handmade, and I think there are certain USDA guidelines where if the cheese is made a certain way, you have to call it that, what that cheese is. You can't just go and come up with a name or just call it string cheese. We weren't sure if we just call it string cheese, it's going to actually give it this kick that we need. So these names, we feel like they're a little more interesting, which may actually promote them, but I guess we'll find out very soon. So far, we've did some trials. We met with brokers, we met with retailers, we put it on the shelf, and the feedback was that people don't really care what the cheese is. They just see it, they want to try it, and then they try it and they come back. So not super concerned about that, but I guess we'll find out.
Awesome. Stefan, Sergey, thank you so much. Thank you, judges. We're now going to move on to our final founder, Mr. Maxime Pouvreau with Petit Pot.
Hi everyone, my name is Max and I'm the founder of Petit Pot. So about 12 years ago, I moved to San Francisco from France to work as a pastry chef in a Michelin-star restaurant. But when I got here, I couldn't find the desserts that I grew up eating that I would find in a store in France or in Europe, and the only options were just Cozy Shack and Jell-O. So I figured I had to do something about it. And about 6 years ago, I started developing Petit Pot. And fast forward to today, we're now in about 6,000 grocery stores across the country. And now I would love to introduce you our newest item, an organic chocolate mousse. So Petit Pot really responds to what consumers are looking for right now. They want high quality product as opposed to quantity. And while they still want to indulge, they don't want to eat a whole tub of ice cream. They want portion control. And Petit Pot really speaks to that with our glass jars of high quality product. We have our own manufacturing facility in Emeryville, California, where this allows us to come up with product much faster in terms of R&D, but also have much greater control over the quality of the product and the shelf life, which is key to the development of this new product, our chocolate mousse. We're now sold in about 6,000 grocery stores across the country, including major retailers such as Whole Foods, Albertsons Safeway, H-E-B, Publix, and we recently started working with Costco. We're now the #1 brand in the natural channel in the dessert category. We're also the fastest growing brand in MULO. And as you can see on the right here, we're the #1 brand at Whole Foods in the dessert section, with some fantastic velocities, with up to 25 units per store per week on the West Coast and the East Coast. So today I would love to introduce you to our newest item, dark chocolate organic mousse, that we're developing through this accelerator. So you might ask, what's so innovative about an organic chocolate mousse? There are plenty of chocolate mousse out there. Well, ours is refrigerated, never frozen, and a clean label. And it's really challenging for us to come up with a 60-day shelf life that's required for the distribution in the US. And we want to do this without any additives. And thanks to the accelerator, we're able to develop this product. As you can see on this slide, this is a little bit of a snapshot of the competition that's out there. Clearly, there's really a need for much more premium product. So Petit Pot really responds to that by being organic, premium. We have a very clean label with only 7 to 8 ingredients maximum. And we have a very clean packaging. Being in glass, people can really reuse it and recycle it all the time. Here's a little bit of a snapshot of the team. So you have myself with 15 years of experience in the food industry in the restaurant business. Eric, our COO, who's worked at Danone for about 10 years and joined us about a year ago. And recently, Pierre joined us as a head of sales. He was at Kohlhaas Ice Cream for the past 5 years. And we're very excited to have him. Here's a bit of a snapshot of our social media. We have really great engagement compared to other brands in the category. And here's some example here as well with Jessica Alba posting organically about our product and some other posts from our followers. We have some fantastic engagement and following on social media. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the samples, and I look forward to talking with you.
I'm not gonna lie, I've eaten more chocolate mousse in the past 2 weeks than in my entire life. This has been a delicious journey. Max, I have you to thank. Welcome to the stage, sir.
Thank you.
It is definitely delicious. Scott, let's start with you.
Great. Yeah, Max. I've certainly tried all the other products, so I was very excited to get my chocolate mousse in the mail. And by the way, goes really nicely with Pinot Noir. I would say, I guess my biggest, the product is amazing quality, and it's just top-notch restaurant quality chocolate mousse. My concern would be, as a business concern or question, is what do you think really the size of the market is here? And when you're sitting there in that dessert case next to Cozy Shack, and you're away from ice cream and chocolate and all the places in the store that people look for desserts, how do you really build a market here that's sizable?
Mm-hmm. Now that's a good question. So the pudding category is already a couple billions.
Oh, can't hear you.
Mostly owned by Cozy
I
Shack.
think you're on mute, Max.
Am I? Okay. I wasn't. Let me see.
Yep. Max, hold on 1 second. Sorry, gang. We'll get that straightened out in a second. I also feel like we should have sold an alcohol sponsor for this event. We've got Jackson drinking beer. We've got Scott on the red wine. We definitely, next time, we are going to come up with something to make sure we get some sort of integration, or maybe John Talbot and I were talking beforehand. One of the entries in previous years was actually vodka made out of milk. Essentially, we're with the whey from the milk. So maybe next year that will be our move. We'll be doing shots of cow-based vodka. We're going to now bring everyone back in. We've got the sound fixed. And again, thank you guys for your patience with that. We'll pick it back up with Max. Max, you need the question repeated, or you're good to go?
I think I'm good, but can you hear me?
I can hear you, but apparently no one else can.
Okay, all right. I'm glad it's not on my end then.
Paul, can you? Oh, yeah.
We can't hear him.
Got it. The beauties of technology. Anyway, we will get there. I will agree that the red wine goes very nicely with the chocolate mousse. So does water, tea, coffee, pretty much anything. It's chocolate mousse. It's a good combo. Just to give you guys, yes, it's perfect for when technology acts up. Exactly. Actually, every time anyone's on a Zoom call moving forward, just imagine if you had chocolate mousse next to you, or some of those cheese bites to go with it. It definitely makes the experience a little more enjoyable. What's going to be really fun, and I'll explain a little bit what's going to happen as soon as we get back here and go to Max, is we actually partnered. You've seen a couple of people reference a company called Perksy. Perksy is like a next generation consumer research company. It's all on mobile devices. And essentially you can ask consumers real-time questions about your product, your packaging, whatever it might be. And so we brought them in to do the fan vote for us. So over the course of this competition, 2,500 people have seen these products, from the semifinalists to now the finals, and have voted. And we asked two questions that were pretty interesting. One was, which of these products would you put in your shopping basket, and in what order? Right? So really trying to get after what they would purchase and why, and how they rank them against each other. And the other one was, how does this competition or these products that you've seen change your perception of dairy? And it was pretty staggering, the numbers that came back. It was about 30% that said that this absolutely improved their, whatever their perception was ahead of time of the dairy industry. And I think that's just it's an example of why we do what we do at Venture Fuel in terms of innovation and working with large brands and industries, but also the opportunity for innovation to change perceptions, to get people to think about products in new and different ways. So that was a really exciting piece of feedback that came in. But right as we come back from this, we're going to go and show you the fan vote, who 2,000 people thought would actually win this. Guys, what's that? We have them ready?
Can you hear me now? All right.
Yes.
Well, fun. So about the size of the category. So the pudding category itself is about 2 billion, mostly owned by Jell-O and Cozy Shack. But really what we experienced about the past couple of years with our current line is that we grew that category and we brought in people into that dessert section from the yogurt section and from the ice cream section, people wanting more desserts that are not just ice cream, some innovation. There was really not that much innovation in that pudding category, and we did that, and that really helped growing it.
Great, thanks, Max. And Donna, let's turn it over to you. And
Okay,
what are you drinking, Donna?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I miss going to my Anuga and CL shows because, France and Germany, dairy desserts are incredible there. And every time I come back, I get angry at the Americans because why don't we embrace premium dairy refrigerated desserts like you make? And I have no questions about your product. It's fabulous. I've known you guys for a while. I've talked to you at many trade shows. God, I wish I could be at a trade show again, just crowded,
yes.
People snacking, stepping on you, bumping into you. God, that would be so wonderful. But with that said, there's that challenge with making Americans appreciate refrigerated dairy desserts. I grew up on snack pack pudding. My children did not because I was smarter than that. But how are you going to take yourself to the next level to make yourself appreciated like the Parisians do, the Germans do, all of Europe does? I mean, even the Asians do. These refrigerated dairy desserts are big everywhere except here.
Right.
So what are your I mean, and you're doing a great job. I'm hoping that if you win this, you'll take that money and educate consumers that refrigerated dairy desserts are nutritious and delicious.
Thank you for giving me the answer in your question. I mean, it's definitely the marketing part of it. No, absolutely. I think education, and that's what we've done over the past years, and doing demos and educating the consumer about the product. But really the key here is I'm a pastry chef and I make those products for restaurants. I used to, and making a super high quality product that speaks for itself. When people try it the first time, they just come back. And just by making a super high quality product, that really does it, I think. And that's what we've shown over the past few years. But again, doing demos and marketing is key.
Yep. Can't do that anymore though right now.
Paul, let's turn it over to you.
Who's your consumer target? Because you talk about premium aspects, right? Quality over quantity. Yeah, you show some of the competitive source of volume coming from the Jell-O. So I'd like, on the consumer target, and then what's your price? Are you expecting them to trade up substantially versus a Jell-O? Or are you more thinking it's going to add an occasion from other premium experiences today? That's
a very good question. And that is some of the questions that we're addressing right now. I mean, we do very well in the natural channel. But as we go into more mass and conventional, that's where it becomes tricky. And so coming up with a product that's a little bit more affordable is definitely what we're doing. So with this chocolate mousse, the price point is going to be $3.99 for 2-pack, which is a lot more affordable. than our current line. And so really by making it more affordable, we feel like we can reach this consumer that you're addressing right now. And really go after the Jell-O and Cozy Chef market.
Perfect, thank
Great.
you.
Bridget, we're going to turn it over to you for the last question.
Since Paul stole my question. You know, I will tell you one of the, you know, we've talked earlier, the product is delicious. And the first video, I was like, wait, where's Chicago on the map? But it's there now for Whole Foods. So will be my next trip. You know, it's hard to Paul's comment about who your competition is. And when you talked about indulgent, I mean, this is still a 200 plus dessert. It's very rich in its experience. For me, I would suggest that you actually have a broader frame of reference of who your competition is to those indulgent frozen, and you know, positioning just was that of that quality, or reframing it to restaurant quality desserts now brought to you easier. So my question then is, how are you going to get traffic to the refrigerator section, which is known in the States as this kind of, you know, little bottom of the barrel, cheap kid snack, and now I have to rethink about not zipping by in my car?
Yeah, so I think that's a great question. So it comes back to the marketing, but also something that is happening right now is that there's more and more brands that are coming on the market with European refrigerated desserts, and it's creating this destination. While it's a little bit scary for us as a brand that there's a lot more competition coming, it's also helpful because it creates this destination for this refrigerated desserts. And the more competition really, I think, will lift the boat altogether. And I think that's going to be helpful. It's going to be like, so if you go to Europe right now, the dessert section is as big as the yogurt section. And here, more and more retailers are starting to really grow this category as well and bringing in innovation.
You can almost feel all the people getting on a flight to Europe right now to go see the dessert section you're talking about.
Only.
Donna, are you leaving or are you trying to get my attention?
I'm trying to put my hand up to say that in Europe, these dessert sections, they are a complete case. I mean, and sometimes they're positioned near the pastry area. They're refrigerated, but they're near the bakery and the pastry area. They're a whole destination because consumers want to go to it. It's one of the most underdeveloped categories in the dairy market right now in the United States of America. And it's such a huge opportunity. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you, Max. Thank you, judges. So now the judges are off to deliberate. As a reminder, they're going to be ranking these companies on a couple different criteria. And judges, I know you can still hear me. So as a reminder, uniqueness, right? How is this different? Is it unique? Taste, obviously all these taste good. We're all kind of gushing over them. Viability and scale, can it get big? And then the founder team, you all got to meet those. And for you at home, how would you vote? Do you have a favorite company that you saw here tonight? You can go on social media, just put in hashtag Snackcelerator. You can put that on any channel that you're on, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and just write in the company that you think should win. We'll make sure we amplify it, give you some love on the socials. And as the judges vote, we want to share with you a couple of videos from our friends at the California Milk Advisory Board and the California dairy industry. It's going to take us 5 minutes to get all the judges' votes in, and we'll be back to announce the winner in just a second.
These days, people are getting back to a simpler way of eating. Back to basics. We're returning to wholesome, natural food, the way our grandparents ate. It's not about chemically altered, overly processed food anymore. It's about real food. Dairy is at the heart of all of this. Milk and all the dairy products made from it, like butter, yogurt, ice cream, and cheese, provide protein and calcium to our families the natural way. Not only can you pronounce the ingredients, you can understand them and feel good about eating them. These days, our lives are busier than ever, and we often don't think about where our food comes from. Fact is, a lot of it originates in California, thanks to some of the most fertile farmland in the world and that warm California sunshine. It's no wonder we call it the Golden State. Some say the finest dairy products around start with milk, made right here in the land of milk and sunny. There are over 1,400 dairies in California, owned and operated by real people. Dairy families who love what they do and want you to love what you eat. For generations, California dairy farmers have dedicated their lives to caring for the cows who make the milk that goes into the dairy products we all love. These families have been making real food long before it became fashionable again. My name is Kirsten Arrayes, and I'm a real California dairy farmer. My family and I take great pride in what we do and in the foods that are made from our milk. We love knowing that families all over have the opportunity to eat the same real food that our family enjoys. Families that are probably a lot like yours. Return to real. Look for the seal.
What's next? Whatever it is, it's coming at us faster every day from every corner of the globe. Isn't where it used to be. It's everywhere else, and it's relentless. Some companies think what's next only happens through R&D or acquisitions. For them, what's next might be fatal. The most innovative companies are partnering with startups to do more with less, to hack problems, and to unlock growth. The most innovative companies turn to venture fuel to solve their corporate challenges with innovative solutions. Our global innovation network includes over 500 leading venture capitalists, universities, accelerators, and angel investors. Heck, even our scouts have scouts, which is why at any given time, we have eyes on up to 2 million vetted startups around the world. But you don't care about 2 million startups. You care about the ones that can solve your problem, which is why we don't give you lists. We deliver custom vetted solutions. So whether you want to transform innovation across your company, or solve an immediate challenge with tangible results, or simply discover what's possible, Venture Fuel helps you inject innovation to stay ahead of the pace of change. What's next? What's next is now.
We've got a live look in here at our judges. They're getting their final votes in. It's very exciting. They're starting to be tabulated. I think we're getting close to a winner. So we will be with you in just a moment.
This is my first year farming on my own. I get up a little bit earlier than sunrise and try to get my stuff done.
I'm teaching Logan everything that I know how to do. He's learning to do all these things that a lot of kids at this age maybe don't care about.
I'd rather be on a tractor than inside playing video games.
It's exciting. The dairy business went from my dad to me and hopefully someday to him. I think he'll be successful at it.
You will enter the Golden State with creamy California ice cream. The delicious taste cradles you like a mama bear coming home to her cub after weeks away at a work seminar in Kansas City. Now hibernate, baby bear, with dreams of rich ice cream. You will enter the Golden State with mouth-watering California cheddar. The robust flavor sends a tingle all over your body. A tingle that can only be described in one word: tingly. You will enter the golden state with luscious California butter on toast. The rich butter is so comforting, it's like being wrapped in 1,000 warm blankets. Yet, you won't be too hot, because they're really thin blankets, whose cumulative effect is that of one standard blanket. You will enter the golden state with fresh California mozzarella. The divine taste hits your tongue, and your worries are lost at sea, never to return, because they wasted their only signal flare on a whale they thought was a submarine. Stupid worries, stupendous mozzarella. You will enter the golden state with delectable California butter. You'll lose yourself in the deliciousness, then find yourself again. Then find yourself lost in what you found, which you'll find is what you lost yourself in. And that won't be lost on you, even when you're lost, like I am now. You will enter the golden state with otherworldly California cheese. The deliciousness carries you off to a new dimension, transcending the laws of physics and making Newton look like the fraud deep down you always knew he was. He can have his apple. We've got the cheese. You will enter the golden state with a parfait made with delicious California yogurt. You will focus on the creaminess, and all other things will exit your mind, like what time to pick up your kids from soccer practice. Yogurt in, children out. You will enter the golden state with a smoothie made with creamy California yogurt. The rich taste makes your head spin, and torso, and legs. In fact, your whole body will spin from delight. I should have just said that.
Working, as I mentioned before, closely with the consumer research disruptor, Perksy. And they showed the commercials that you all saw at the beginning of this broadcast to over 2,500 consumers throughout the competition. And for the finals, we had another group of 500 just watch the four of them together, these four finalists. And they ranked which they would put in their shopping cart and in what order. So that is how we are determining the fan vote, which we're extremely excited to reveal to you now. So the winner of the fan vote is Peekaboo Ice Cream. In a very, very tight race, Peekaboo and Petit Pot were both right there. It was very close across all four of them, but very exciting. Peekaboo has won the fan vote. That will be tabulated with the votes from the judges that you met previously. So we are now into the heart of this, and this is the moment we've kind of been working on for many, many months. So we've got the winner of the Real California Milk Snackcelerator. I know it. I'm one of the only people right now. And what we're going to do first is I think we're going to go to the second place finisher. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure that is correct. Greg, is that where we're going first? Great. So we're going to jump here to the runner-up, the second place winner is going to win $100,000 in prizing and awards to take their product to market faster and expand and get everything rolling. So a huge, huge honor for them. So the winner of the second place prize is the top savory product of the Real California Milk Snackcelerator. Let's see who it is. Cheese Bits has won second place. Congratulations to Stefan and Sergey. Super excited. You'll be getting the $100,000 stipend and taking that to market. And then we are going to, in a moment, announce to you who the winner is. Apparently, it's so tight that we're tabulating a few things here just to get it all together and bringing them on stage. So give us 10 seconds or so. I will say I learned several things tonight. One being that we all need to go to Europe for dessert because that's a pretty crazy realization of what the dessert aisle is like there. Also, I believe people were saying the word cheese coffin for where the cheese is held. That's definitely needs a new name and better marketing. So we'll have to get working on that for everybody that's out there. I don't know if I can make this joke, but I was about to say, holy cow, I'm a little nervous about who the winner is going to be, which we'll be going to in a second. The judges have been unbelievable in granting their time. I know you all saw their sort of pedigrees, if you will, the companies they work for, their backgrounds and histories. We really thank them for asking the tough questions and really prodding and provoking the way we thought about each of these startups to really get down to this. I can say from the experience of last year's accelerator that the CMAB dives all in and helps these companies, whether they win or not. But it's really fun to be going hand in hand with these founders, seeing them to this point, and now seeing what happens next. So we are ready to announce this is the grand prize winner. They will receive $200,000 in marketing support and ultimate bragging rights, right? Put this everywhere and talk about it forever. So let's see who won the Real California Milk Snackcelerator. Cowbell, please. Peekaboo Ice Cream has won it all. Super exciting. Jessica, congratulations. You are the champion. You made it through. What do you think it was about your product that propelled you to win this insanely competitive group?
This is super, super exciting. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. So Jessica, what do you think it was about Peekaboo that put you in front here with such a competitive field?
It must have been that the judges saw the value of hidden veggies. I'm sorry, I need a drink. Whatever the judges are drinking, I need some right now. I'm so excited. The hidden veggies, I mean, I just think the aspect of it being a snack, you know, clearly they saw the value in that, but the competition was fierce. And I'm super excited to taste everybody's products.
Yeah, we definitely need to get all the finalists together and let you guys all taste each other's because it was really hard. It was all really delicious. And John, you've not only are you one of the judges tonight, you've been intimately involved in this for the past 2 years. From your perspective, what was it about Peekaboo that is unique and different and stood out amongst this really amazing field?
Somewhat of a contradiction of terms, really, ice cream and vegetables, but you pulled it off remarkably well. I mean, the taste is just out of this world, and all of them are unique. So I think, again, that combination of unique idea and proposition along with excellent execution on the product side.
Thank you so much. We have
awesome. We got a co ice cream maker. So one of the things I miss about doing this in person is normally John and I get to stand on stage and pose for a photo with you with a giant milk trophy. And we have the paparazzi taking pictures. So I think what we'll do here is we'll do a virtual paparazzi Photoshop. So on 3, everyone look at the camera, say cheese, and this will be our official shot for the winner. Definitely have your daughter in there. So on 3, say cheese. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Awesome. To everybody at home, congratulations, Jessica. This is awesome. We're going to be doing a bunch of press the rest of the night and tomorrow morning. So get ready. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to our judges, to our mentors, to all of the contestants. It's been an amazing ride to have everyone there. And thank you all for your patience with some of the tech challenges tonight. And I'd also like to do, just before we sign off, a special thank you to the amazing team at CMAB. Bob, Jen, Jim, Jarrett, John, Caitlin, Maddie, Tracy, Dana, you all are an absolute joy to work with. And Shira Averbush on my team, you make every day fun to come to work and have done an amazing job with this. So thank you to everybody on the screen here. And thanks to all of the California dairy community and to all of you watching at home. Until next year, thank you.